Wow, Morgan, great job. Amazing. See, all that practice and visualization did pay off. First of all, I wanted to thank Christine for organizing an amazing day today. You guys are about to have an awesome party. Great DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know something back there is looking good. Secondly, I wanted to thank all of you for coming. It's such a blessing to see so many of Morgan's friends and family here today. And I know some of you traveled for many hours, so thank you so much for coming. Now, I promised Morgan that I would not embarrass her by showing any baby pictures of her, so I'm not going to do that. Now, some of you know Morgan pretty well, but I wanted to tell you guys a little bit more about him. You got to learn about her love of racket sports. You got to learn about her love of games, her speed, her love of cooking, and of course her courage. First of all, let's talk about her love of racket sports. Morgan's been playing tennis for at least 5 years now, and ping pong for almost that long. And recently, we've been going to the Doral Arrowwood in Rybrook, and she begs me to play racquetball. And we've even played squash. Recently, Morgan's really become enamored with ping pong. And Lauren gave me the good idea, because Morgan really loves to win, and like I do, to give her a few handicap points. Because she was getting a little frustrated losing a few games in a row. But now, I can't give her 7, 8, 9 points. In fact, if I give her any points, she's probably going to win. And Morgan loves to play card games. We started playing Uno when she was 3 or 4. And within a couple of years, she was beating Lauren and me. And then I taught her some other card games, like Sushi Go, Scrabble Slam, Gin Rummy, Spades, and Spit. And all these games, if it didn't take a few months, it took maybe a couple of years, and then she was beating us consistently. And then we started playing board games, like Clue and Monopoly and Life. Spencer, which one? Both of you. Have you guys ever played Othello? Okay. Well, it's the game where you have these discs and you try to surround and then you flip it over. They say it takes 1 minute to learn and a lifetime to master. I've been playing this game for 40 years and I still haven't mastered it. Morgan's 13, I think she has already. In fact, she shut me out in Othello a few months ago. Anybody know the game Boggle? Awesome. It's also called Ruzzle Online or Word Hunt. That's another game that I've been playing my whole life. Morgan's been playing since just age 7, and she's beating me consistently recently. So let me tell you a story related to Morgan's game-winning abilities. 3 fishermen go fishing, and one of them snags a mermaid. So the mermaid says, please, please, if you let me go, I'll give each one of you a wish. So the fishermen prefer, and they agree. So the first fisherman says, for my wish, make me twice as smart. So the mermaid goes poof. And he starts reciting Shakespeare's Macbeth by heart. So the second fisherman says, I got this, make me 4 times as smart. So she goes poof. And he starts reciting Einstein's theory of relativity from memory. So the third fisherman says, okay, make me 10 times as smart. She says, are you sure? He says, yes, make me 10 times as smart. And she goes poof, and he turns into a woman. I'm not playing games, and I feel like Morgan's that woman. Morgan's been better than me at cooking. Morgan's been cooking desserts, like chocolate chip cookies, and chocolate cake, and banana bread, and then she graduated to meals. She even cooked me crepes as an entree.
Nice.
And recently, I can't even cook the morning pancakes. You know, the ones with the chocolate chips and the smiley-faced marshmallows? She's got to do those. And Morgan's also really fast. We've been racing in the Stop and Shop parking lot in Portchester for years. And then down the block, and even on the track. But recently, Morgan joined the Rye Middle School track team. We don't race anymore, because I'm competitive too. And Morgan's also really courageous. They say that fear can be cured by the forced repetition of acts of courage. Morgan's been getting up on stage singing and acting since age 5. Seems really courageous to me. And I remember she'd taken a particularly big part in Fiddler on the Roof when she wasn't even 10. But there's more. This is the conversation I had with my mom when Morgan wasn't even 9 months old.
Her temperature's 105.
Are you serious?
We gave her the children's Tylenol and the cold compresses. Anything else you want me to do?
No, that's okay. We're gonna come right home. Yes, this was the conversation I had with my mom in early November of 2006. Christine and I were on the Upper East Side celebrating Christine's birthday and her twin sister Rachel's birthday. But we had to cut the birthday celebration short. So we rushed home, filled with anxiety and worry. And I tell Morgan and Laura now that worry is negative future planning. You're thinking about what you don't want to happen, so why not think about what you do want to happen? But on this drive, we were just filled with anxiety and worry, very upset, fearful. All emotions that can't serve you, that clearly harm you. So we get home, and Morgan's clearly not herself. She's very pale. So we gave her more children's Tylenol. We gave her more cold compresses. And I even remember giving her a cold bath, where she showed me how strong she was. And her temperature did go down, but I remember we called the pediatrician, and the pediatrician said, if the temperature doesn't go down further, tomorrow you should go to the hospital. Well, it did go down further, but we decided to go to the pediatrician anyway on Monday morning. Pediatrician took one look at Morgan and said, get to the hospital. I know exactly what's wrong. And our first question, of course, was, is there anything we can do to avoid surgery? And her quick answer was no, but talk to the surgeons. So we rushed to the hospital. And I remember asking the doctors, and the doctor said, no, she does need surgery. So Christine and I like to be in control. This is a situation we had to give up control to the experts. So Morgan goes in for surgery. And they did tell us that it was very minor surgery. She would be out shortly, in a few hours, but nothing really could prepare us for Morgan being hooked up to all those wires and the intravenous tube. And then the surgeon asked us to hold her down as they gave her the laughing gas and put the gas mask over her nose and mouth so that she wouldn't feel the pain. So she went in for surgery, and I don't actually remember when those tears stopped falling from my eyes, but I do remember the doctor coming out a few hours later saying the surgery was a success and Morgan would be out shortly. But again, nothing prepared us for Morgan still being hooked up to all those wires in the IV tube, and her being really pale. Well, within a few hours, the color had returned to her face, and she was smiling and happy again. Now, I remember those days with gratitude. Yes, gratitude. Gratitude for knowing how strong Morgan was and is. Gratitude for her coming through the operation with flying colors. Gratitude for knowing that what doesn't kill you does make you stronger. And I am so grateful for having a really healthy, happy, caring, thoughtful, intelligent, and of course, courageous daughter Morgan. Now, before I conclude, I know there's some birthdays in the month of March. My dad, on March 11th, just this past week, we had cousin Madison on Monday as well. Stepdaughter, Val, thank you. I know I may miss somebody. There was my cousin Paul on March 4th. Maggie Levy, thank you. Delia, Morgan's friend, and Mike Perlin on March 4th. Pretty sure we're going to have cake for all of you later. So I am so looking forward to all the great things to come in your life, Morgan. 143, Morgan, I love you. Mazel tov.